what are strategic alliances and why we need them in the supply chain industry, and how are we supposed to benefit from those kind of alliances and engagements. So when we talk about strategic alliances, they are simply some forms of collaborations or partnerships that happen between two or more organizations. And the reason why these kind of partnerships happen is because these two organizations will have a specific objective that they intend to meet. And these kind of alliances are also formed to take advantage of each other's strengths. So that's why we are saying companies are increasingly coming up with what we call strategic alliances to optimize. When we talk about to optimize, we mean to maximize or to take advantage of their supply chain in today's competitive business landscapes. Now, the reasons of these partnerships would be to come up together to provide access to new markets, also to provide an expertise in a particular area. Probably one company is an expertise in a particular area, and also resources. And also, we are also having strategic alliances that are meant to provide warehousing services, transportation services, and so on and so forth. An example of a strategic alliance is that alliance that was done around 2014 was one that was done by a company called IBM and Apple. And these two companies came together and they needed to bring their expertise. IBM needed to bring their expertise to Apple consumers. And the focus was on the Apple devices. The focus was also to provide a better user experience. So IBM, in that line of being part of the alliance, they developed mobile applications for business users that ran on Apple iOS platform. So that could be one of examples of strategic alliances, among others. We're going to be seeing reasons on why these parties come together and what they seek to achieve when they come together. Yes, Richard?
Yeah, good evening. Sorry for interruption. I really stepped out a bit, so I just came actually. I hope maybe you try to call me, so I just step out. So
Okay,
thank you. I'm now back.
okay. So, strategic alliances are critical in terms of ensuring the organizations continue to partner with each other in terms of what we have just said here, in terms of also venturing into new markets together, uh, bringing each other's expertise, and so on and so forth. And then we have what we call the types of strategic chain related partnerships. We have what we call third party logistics or 3PL. We have retailer supplier partnerships, RSP, and we also have procurement and outsourcing. Now, as we analyze strategic alliances or the people that we can be able to partner with in this kind of an arrangement, there are a number of things that we look at. Number one is what we call complementary resources. So Do these partners have resources and capabilities that complement each other? That's a very important question that we need to ask ourselves, because you cannot strategically be able to partner with everybody. So what resources are both partners having that when they bring together, then maybe we are going to venture into a new market. We are going to get more customers joining our product or buying and consuming our goods and services. And then also we have shared goals. Do the partners have the same goals and objectives for the alliance? That's a very, very important question also. We cannot have organizations come together in the name of strategic alliances and they do not have a shared vision on where they want to be. As we also analyze our partners for strategic alliances, we also have to look at the level of trust and commitment. Do the partners trust each other and are they committed to the alliance success? That's very, very important. So are they committed? It's a question that we need to ask ourselves. Of course, where we do not have the right commitment, then there is no need to get into such kind of partnerships. The other one is cultural compatibility. Do the partners have compatible cultures and work styles? We can be able to also understand that as we analyze our strategic alliance partners. Other considerations are in terms of do we need to have clear roles and responsibilities for each of the partner? These roles need to be defined. The reason why we are defining these roles and responsibilities is to be able to avoid a lot of confusion among the partners, and everybody, of course, will now be able to understand what is their role and responsibility. What do they need to do in the partnership? Another one is effective communication. Do the partners have effective communication channels? Are these channels defined? That is a crucial consideration also. The other one is performance measurement. We also need to ask ourselves a very, very important and critical question on how we will be able to perform the alliance, or how can we be able to measure the performance of the alliance. So we need to come up with strategies to be able to do that. The other one is to try and find out whether we have an exit strategy. Do the partners have an exit strategy? So the exit strategy means if at some point the relationship is not working or the strategic alliance has met its objective, we need to have a way that every person can be able to exit the alliance. Then we have third party logistics. This is what we said the types here, the types of supply chain related partnerships. The first one is third party logistics. And we are saying that third party logistics, or 3PL provider, is a company that outsources one or more logistics functions, such as transportation, warehousing, and distribution. Remember from our previous session, we discussed extensively on what is outsourcing. So we said outsourcing is when a company gives out its non-core activities to another company, that that work will be done on their behalf, and them in turn are going to be concentrating on the core activities. Some of the benefits include saving of cost. Yeah, so we are able to save cost when we outsource our transportation activities. Warehousing is all about storage of goods, so there is the element of saving cost. The other one is access to expertise and resources, improved efficiency, and also we are going to enjoy what we call scalability, and that simply means the ability to handle an increasing amount of work. There is somebody, maybe you can enter into a strategic alliance, and along the way maybe they realize that the tasks that you are outsourcing to them are excessive, and that they cannot be able to cope with such kind of work. So when we are looking at the scalability, we are looking at the ability to handle ever increasing work. If it is transport, we could be increasing the quantity of the goods that we transport. Um, some of the issues that we are going to experience when we have 3PL or third party logistics. Number one of those challenges and disadvantages is the cost transparency. We could be having a lot of hidden fees, hidden charges, unexpected charges, and unclear pricing structures can lead to budget overruns. So once we outsource, depending on the amount that should be paid to the person that we are outsourcing to, sometimes this becomes a challenge because this company may be having hidden costs, and that's why it is important for us to have clear contractual negotiations before we enter into any arrangement, and that is going to solve us a lot of issues that are likely to affect us as an organization. The other one is performance inconsistency. Some of these companies, of course, you are going to begin with them very well in terms of them um doing the work for you, but at some point now they begin to cause delays, errors. We could have errors in packaging. Maybe you are not in that particular country and you've given them the opportunity to assist in ensuring that everything is okay, but when the goods land into your country, you find that there are errors in packaging, and that, would be another cost now to be sending the goods back to be able to be receiving the correct quantity, or whatever issue is there. We could also suffer issues of damage to goods during storage. If it is outsourcing activities around warehouse or warehousing, uh, we have storage issues. Maybe we could be dealing with products that can break, and therefore we are going to be having a challenge, and that will be a loss on the side of the company. And then the other one is a lack of communication and collaboration, very poor communication about order status. So a good 3PL company should be able to tell you on where your order is, when is it arriving. An example of a 3PL company is what we call DHL supply chain company. It's a global logistics company. I have seen how their systems, if they are sending anything to you, you can be able to track it on their website and get to know where it is. And therefore, we are looking to have such kind of partners. So when there is no communication and collaboration, then if these are goods that are being waited by a customer, for example, we may not be able to really tell them where they are, because even you, as the person who has outsourced the transportation service, you have no idea. So part of looking at who to partner with in terms of third party logistics, you need to have somebody who has a very clear communication on how they go about the communication aspect. Other challenges or other issues would be limited scalability. We could have those that cannot handle huge or high content, or they cannot handle huge quantities. So the moment we get to that point where they now have to transport large quantities of products, then they will tend to take a step back and withdraw from the agreement. Then we have what we call technological incompatibility. Incompatible IT systems can create data silos, making it difficult to track shipments. Technology issues, they are everywhere and they are bound to arise. And therefore, this is going to now put us in a lot of trouble, because if we are using technology, for example, to monitor the shipments, to manage our inventory or what we call stock, we cannot be able to do it when our technology with the other party is not compatible. And finally, one of the major issues is also the issues of contractual disagreements. And this happens where we have very unclear terms, hidden clauses, unfair dispute resolution, and then also all that can contribute to ending of that particular contract. Now, for us to get into these 3PL we need some requirements for this to happen. Mm. Number one is a very clear pricing and service offerings. So we need to have a lot of transparency. Remember, we have said one of the challenges is hidden costs and hidden pricing that was not mentioned within the contract. So if this is going to work for us, then we need to have a sure way of pricing, transparent pricing. The other one is a proven track record and industry expertise. We need to choose a 3PL with experience in the industry and demonstrate a strong track record. So we need to find out that 3PL company that is well known in terms of whether it's transportation, whether it is warehousing, that which can be able to deliver the products without a lot of issues. And sometimes we rely on reviews, the reviews that have been given by those people that have used the logistics company, for example. Another requirement that you need to be keen on is in terms of scalability and flexibility. Ensure that 3PL can adapt to your changing needs regarding your volume, product types, geographical reach. So we need a group that can be able to change. That's what we call flexibility. If you are increasing maybe the quantity that you are transporting, they will have no problem with that. Maybe they could charge an extra amount, but they still continue to offer to you your outsourced service without a lot of challenges and issues. Other requirements for third-party logistics to be able to work, we need a robust technology infrastructure, compatible IT systems. We need to have them, and these are going to assist us to ensure that data exchange is seamless, real-time visibility. You can be able to track on where your goods are, and other advanced analytics capabilities are very essential. The other one is strong communication and collaboration, open communication channels, regular progress reports, and proactive issue resolution. All these are the issues that we were saying would affect these relationships. So we are highlighting them to know at that particular point where we need an outsourcing partner, then we could consider having that partner that is having this kind of issues in regards to open communication. They could also give progress reports in terms of where the goods are. The other one is security and compliance. That involves adherence to industry regulations and robust security measures to be able to protect your data and assets. The other one is financial stability and insurance. So as you choose the 3PL company or party, then what is their financial ability? Do they have maybe insurance coverage that is going to mitigate the loss, maybe when the goods or items are in transit? And then also sustainability practices, where we need to align your values with the 3PL committed to sustainable logistics practices. We have also said in our previous conversation, now we are having a lot of talk around sustainability issues, going green, being fuel efficient, transportation, all that is part of sustainability practices. So if you get to have a partner that is also having this on board, it's going to be a plus for you. The other one from the types that we saw is what we call retailer supplier partnerships, RSP. We are saying this is a collaborative relationship between a retailer and a supplier. Some of the benefits that we are going to get when we get into such partnerships, a retailer supplier partnership. Number one is improved communication and information sharing. The other one is joint product development. So we can jointly be able to develop products. Reduced cost. Probably the supplier would be offering the retailer free transportation depending on the number of goods or the quantity of goods that they have ordered. So on the retailer side, they are going to save on cost. And then also is increased sales. The supplier could also be giving you a price that is favorable to you, that is affordable. And this can only happen when you have created a relationship with them. Part of the cons and the challenges are power imbalances. We could have trouble in terms of leadership between these two, especially when the relationship has lasted for some time. A difficulty in measuring success, and also there is also a risk of information sharing. Remember, when you get to some of these partnerships, you have to disclose some type or critical information. Types of retailer supplier partnerships, we have RSP. Number one is a quick response. So this one is going to focus on rapid information sharing response to changing market trends. The other one is retailer shares sales and inventory data with supplier, allowing for faster production and delivery of demand items. And finally, what we are saying under the quick response, we are also saying it requires a strong communication and trust between partners. If you are not communicating, of course, we are going to be having issues and challenges around that. The other one is a continuous replacement, another type of supplier, retailer supplier partnerships. So in this context, the supplier automatically replenishes retailer inventory based on predefined rules. When you are talking about replenishing, we are talking about, or we simply mean that you automatically add stock. That's what we are calling inventory. But we have predefined rules that guide on when do you add stock or when do you do what we are calling replenishing. The other one is it reduces stockouts and improves inventory accuracy for both parties. It reduces stockouts and improves inventory accuracy for both parties. Stockouts is when you run out of stock. So when you have a continuous replacement kind of a supplier relationship or partnership, then there is no point that you're going to say that you have run out of stock, because the supplier knows when to replenish. Part of what makes this work is some technology. We can have applications that even when the supplier is away, they can be able to monitor. Based, if you are doing sales, they can be able to monitor how the stock is reducing, and therefore they will know at a specific point that is now the moment for us replenish. And then also it requires a well-established forecasting model and a collaborative planning. Types of retailer supplier partnerships. The third one is what we call advanced continuous replacement, or ACR. So this one enhances, or it extends the continuous replacement by incorporating collaboration on product development, promotions, and pricing. So we are calling it advanced because besides just replenishing or adding of stock, they could play a key role as suppliers in product development, developing new products. They could also play a very key role in terms of helping you as a retailer to be able to promote your products, and also helping you to decide the correct pricing for your product. And we are saying the aim of the advanced continuous replacement or replenishment is to be able to optimize the entire supply chain for the mutual benefit of all the parties that are involved. And the other one, it requires high level trust, cooperation, and joint planning. So each of the parties that are taking part in this kind of an engagement must cooperate. They need to plan together. You can decide today as a supplier that you want to replenish my stock, and I do not have space to be able to do that. Therefore, it will be a back and forth activity. The other one is vendor managed inventory, the fourth one. The supplier has complete control over managing the retailer's inventory levels. This one, it also offers potential for cost saving and improving efficiency for both parties. And also, finally, it requires a high degree of trust and transparency, from the retailer. It requires a high degree of trust and transparency from the retailer. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one, another type of retailer supplier partnership, is what we call category management. So retailers and suppliers are going to collaborate on managing a specific product or category within the store. So once they cooperate or they collaborate, then it is easier for the two parties to be able to partner in this kind of a context. And we are also saying they will also jointly determine product assortment, pricing, promotions, how we are going to be doing merchandising. And finally, the aim of category management is to be able to maximize on sales and profitability for both parties. We have a discussion around what we call procurement and outsourcing. And we are saying procurement is the process of acquiring goods and services. And outsourcing is contracting a third party to provide goods and services previously performed in-house. That's what we were discussing on our previous discussion yesterday. So the benefits of procurement and outsourcing: number one, we are going to have cost saving. Number two, we are going to have access to expertise and resources. Number three, we are going to have improved efficiency. And number four, like I defined in our second definition, we are going to focus on core competencies. That means once you outsource as a company now, you have outsourced what we call non-core activities, and what you remain with is the core competencies and activities for you to be able to perform. Some of the challenges is loss of control. So we said once you outsource, you are no longer in control of some things, and therefore we could be able to lose very critical and information. Quality concerns. Sometimes when we outsource, we could also, the person whom we have outsourced to could be able to be, could be giving us some standard goods that have not, that are not of high quality, and that is a major problem, and also dependence on third party provider. Yeah, so sometimes now, we once we outsource, we overly depend on the third party provider, and that sometimes it could work to our disadvantage when we decide to fully depend on these third party providers. So having said that, that is the end of our discussion today on strategic alliances. I would want you to also read more on strategic alliances, also understand other examples of strategic alliances that have happened in the world, just like I gave example of IBM and Apple. So find out other strategic alliances. These are things that companies are doing every day. So do more research, find out other examples, also find out other benefits and challenges of strategic alliances, and how does each partner benefit from being part of a strategic alliance. So thank you so much for your time. We are going to call it a day from that point. Unless there is a question from Mr. Richard.
Yeah, thank you so much, tutor, for a
Okay.
nice presentation.
Okay.
So it's really very clear. I don't have anything. So
Okay.
other than the assignment you have given us that we should at least do more research, at least to
Okay.
widen and also get more knowledge. So it's
Thank you so much.
already an assignment to us. Thank you so much for your time
Yes.
also. Have
Yes.
a nice evening.
Have a nice evening.
When is your function? The function is on Monday. So I thought I would need to correct him because I concerned.